Hello, this short video posting is my submission for week 5's graded discussion. The week's reading along with my e-learning technology research was difficult to control. There were so many ideas bouncing around my head. This will be explained as you watch my media posting. My June 17th request to teach remote was approved Wednesday, July 23rd, 2020. The NVU Linden Visual Arts full-time and part-time faculty were unanimous in notifying Nolan the department prefers to teach remotely. That is in process. Good news on those fronts. Why is this relevant? My approval opens up to fully allow me to prepare to adapt my on-course campus courses into synchronous and asynchronous remote courses. The intervening weeks since our workshop began, the instructional premise has been to integrate tactile hands-on instruction, building, using, and producing pinhole cameras, paper negatives, and digitally produced prints, alongside embedding supporting demonstrations, lectures, and virtual resources. The caffeinol formula, which is instant coffee and acetic acid for developing paper negatives, requires photographic paper stop, bath, and fixers. These are benign chemicals but require a recorded chemical safety lecture, student usage instructions, and several weeks of instructor oversight. I had no choice but to abandon it once I realized these critical elements to my pinhole camera and alternative processes course content. The substitute course material will be digital black and white photography, Art 2301, Photo 1, and Art 3270, Advanced Photography. Will explore photography fundamentals and review them in each respective course. Each course will be using similar text and virtual resources. Synchronous meeting times will be during the scheduled course times. More to come on this later. The point is now I have been able to research tools for my students. Asynchronous course materials and assessments will be incorporated into the updated course schedules. The image editing software is either Adobe Photoshop in conjunction with Lightroom and Adobe Bridge, or GIMP, an open source digital imaging program. OTI is working on the Adobe licensing for this academic. There are many tools, so little time. Jess was correct, this is a very fun week. I'd love to have 2 weeks for my research and evaluation. There is so much to explore. I narrowed down that I would assess for this posting iPhone, iPad apps that replicate a digital single lens reflex camera, a DSLR. Linden's Visual Arts Resource Room has DSLR cameras for student sign out. NVU Linden, being face-to-face, can provide students with a first-come, first-serve DSLR sign out. The challenge is if NYU goes fully remote, there may not be any VIS resource room access. Students need equipment software to replicate the basic DSLR functions: ISO, film speed, f-stops, apertures, and shutter speed. This is the base criteria for an app. Each app developer was emailed for academic licensing. The 3 iPhone apps I researched and evaluated with the e-learning tools assessment rubric are Layton Soft Camera 2, Lux Optics Halide, and Fulvio's DSLR camera. Camera 2 replicates many of the features that are found on a DSLR, mirrorless, and APS digital camera. This tool will support the technical material these 2 classes require. The calibration of f-stops, aperture is controlled by a slider, is not ideal. It does have shutter speed, ISO, white balance, and several other key technical tools, making this a robust alternative to a full DSLR camera. Camera 2's example images are unedited. The setting was on auto. I did make adjustments with the app, but for expediency, I didn't include these tests in this posting. The app has possibilities. The price is $4.99, and there are bulk discounts through Apple. Student lab fees will cover any apps I decide to use in these courses. I have not tested Halide. The developer hasn't replied with a promo code. I will most likely buy a copy for testing purposes. Superficially, this may be a candidate. Time will tell. Fulvio's DSLR camera is the least expensive with in-purchase add-ons. Initial price is 99 cents, and the black and white filter is an additional 99 cents. There are comparable tools to Camera 2 Plus, but I found the interface easier to work with. Sharing files is an immediate option once the image is taken. There is also an in-app tutorial. The website is for sales purposes only. The other apps did have better documentation online. None of the apps that I am reviewing had any accessibility, social, or teacher presence tools. These are two of out-of-the-box images. I rather like this app. It's from Sicily, so forget about it. The e-learning tool rubric, assessment rubric. The formative nature of this rubric adds to its complexity. Writing an e-tool's formative assessment would have been too time-consuming. That is why on slides 11 through 14, I use quantitative values, 1 lowest to 5 highest. This greatly simplified the assessment process. I've attached my PowerPoint with notes as a PDF for your review. Camera 2 and DSLR are functional apps that will work out of the box, so to speak, and provide my students with many of the photographic learning tools needed for their fall 2020 coursework.